El conductor de burro asesinado está obsesionado con la primavera y sus rayos de la mañana, demasiado brillantes.
Recoleta, Recoleta! Por Dios, Recoleta!
Oh, Señor Boyosa, what are you doing here?
You've been staring at that thread for 10 minutes. Quit all of this daydreaming and get back to work.
A good writer should know how to balance her bread and her poetry.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Miss, we'll have a bottle of your finest wine, please.
Right, sir. One bottle of our finest wine coming up. Un símbolo de lujo y celebración. Perfecto para el comienzo de una historia. The key to truly spontaneous writing is trusting your gut, just as it is with arcane skills. Just clear your mind and let the creative power flow. Follow your instincts and strike! Oh, perdón. My arcane skill is a bit off today.
Huh. You're working harder than usual.
Las palabras rotas y la aleatoriedad del destino están soplando en el viento.
Great. Now we have to wash these again.
Another rejection from yet another publisher. No one ever appreciates the story of my little town. But that will change. All I need to do is keep writing. Marcus, Soneto! What are you two doing?
We're tidying up the bookshelf.
This is my novel. Gracias por leerlo, mis queridos amigos. Así que esto es lo que se siente. No estar sola nunca más. No lo entendiste en absoluto, ¿verdad?
Where's the director? This is my money she's spending!
She's been locked away in that room since last night. She's refusing to see anyone.
She hasn't come out at all?
No.
Wait. Something's not right. 3, 2, 1, push!
Director?
What happened in here? Is she still alive?
She's still breathing. Call ambulance!
No need. I got the shot.
What?
I set up cameras around the room. I needed to capture an authentic reaction to finding a corpse, and you all just gave it to me. Thank you.
This is a joke! We don't have time for games!
Well, great films aren't made by following conventional methods.
He's playing the hero? Are you crazy? He's a relic!
But he's ambitious, and he's lived the life of the character. To find the most fitting actor for the part and put the best performance out of them. That's the job of a director.
You kidding? You can't just do whatever you want. We have to assess the risk. Stats, market data, that's something we can trust.
But why chase the trend when we could break new ground and create a classic? Trends come and go, but a truly great film is timeless.
No actor's gonna work with you again if you keep torturing them like this.
I'm only asking them to do their jobs. Any Hong Kong stunt performer could do it.
This isn't Hong Kong.
Who says it can't be?
Our winner is a director of remarkable vision with a keen eye for talent and storytelling. Her work has inspired us all. Ladies and gentlemen, the award for Best Director goes to Noir!
Thank you all.
Anything you'd like to say?
Never limit yourself unless it lifts you higher.
Joining us today is Vigil Cadet Liang Yue, who played a pivotal role in cracking the Critter kidnapping case. What's the most important quality for a police officer?
Added discernment and discretion.
She almost sounds like my fuddy-duddy grandpa. They ought to be interviewing you, Poitier. See, I made the dumb mistake of not having a famous family of arcanists. It's just for the ratings, that's all.
How's it feel, huh? Upstaged by your own rookie?
It's no big deal. Truth is, she earned the spotlight. As the saying goes, Sai Xiang Du Li Nang Cheng Xuan. You gotta have a heart as big as the outdoors.
Claudia, we have a situation.
Well, where'd you pop up from?
I've been here for a while.
And you didn't think to say something?
时不言，寝不语.
You got me there, Cadet.
Sorry, but it's urgent. We've got a report of a thief using levitation arcane skills to escape arrest.
Any more details?
Suspect spotted. Pull over.
Huh? Where?
He ran into the alley.
Crap, we've got ourselves a chase scene. Get back in the car, rookie. Hey! Oh, come on. Not everyone can parkour like a kung fu master. Wait for me.
Stop! You have no choice but to surrender.
They're using kittens instead of police dogs now? What the?
Good work.
Visual Cadet Liang apprehended the suspect within just 30 minutes. During this lightning-fast operation, an unnamed officer was injured.
Unnamed officer. You're all heart, Poitier. You know that? What? No comment?
For the Nukutai, cracking a coconut open is as easy as spotting fish in clear water. All you need to do is find its eyes and the mouth. Then look for a line between the eyes. And cut across it. Whack!
A direct hit to their port side. 3 cheers for the captain! For Tutu, stop smacking that ball. What did it ever do to you? Listen, mate. We're here to give you a bit of a taste of the real world, yeah? So, you've got to do what I say.
Yes, Captain Regulus.
Good to hear. Wait, where are your shoes? Books, the vessels of knowledge. Of course, this wise captain can see their true value. But this one's a bit too advanced. You should start on the ones with pictures. Music, the guiding light of the soul. Let this rocking captain show you how it's really played.
Oh, I know this one.
Is that from my drum set?
Woohoo!
Feel that wind, isn't it fab?
It's just like catching real waves.
See anything you like? It's on me. Oh! That was an awesome day.
You're back. Regulus. For Tutu?
Rock and roll, Miss Burton.
Regulus. A word? What's in your hand for Tutu? It's a souvenir. This little island looks just like Nukuteao. A free...
Alright, welcome in Frank, welcome in Dan, and I'm not really sure what that means, Dan, but I'm assuming I'm being threatened right now. I can't say I'm feeling too safe. Almost forgot how intelligent. Yeah. It's really
This
easy
is
to
a night
forget
made
that
up of
Regulus
hunger,
is actually kind of
tipsiness,
intelligent,
and a poem describing
considering
the
everything
amber
else
eyes
that
of
she
a
does.
jackal amid the endless horizon of the Sonoran Desert.
But yeah, she's
Sure,
actually
it's
supposed to be
enough to
smart.
get you
That's
energized.
crazy. You just woke up. Welcome in, Cheesecake, and good morning. I think there's oh cool. What's the code? What's the code? Give me that code. Also, Cheesecake, I like your profile. It's a little bit of Aleph right there. Heck yeah. How long until Aleph's banner, actually? I know which the event just started, but like, okay, well, 2 weeks. Cool. All right, it's gonna be pretty straightforward today. We're gonna do Recoleta Story. How long is Recoleta Story? Do we have time to do a little bit of mains beforehand? And maybe Limbo, since I am still kind of putting that off. Glory and Trial. Okay, cool. Thank you. I've been watching 2.7 on the show. Oh, yeah. I know, like, not even the premise. I know who's showing up there, and I'm very interested to see how they integrate that. I have worries about it. That's the thing. Hey, Ethan, how are you? Welcome in. Brand new Limbo. Yeah, Lucid's game. So how does that work? Is it going to be both of them, or is Lucidscape taking over Limbo after this season? All right. Let me think here. Do we have time to do mains? Like how long is Recoleta Story realistically? It's like pure fiction. Dude, I haven't played. I don't think I played pure fiction. We're chapter 9 deep, sister. You'll see. Okay. Oh, but if it's like pure fiction, then that means it doesn't take the place of whatchamacallit, the actual Limbo. One lucid one. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. That's. I kind of like that. Because it means I don't have to like keep up as much. I'm slow with stuff. I can't find it able to Recoleta Character Story. Oh really? Marui doesn't even have them up? He usually has them up. Shit. That's crazy. I'm gonna assume hour and a half, so we can probably have time for mains, because I do wanna like get through this chapter's content so I can actually work on videos. Because I've been spending a little too much time, I think, streaming. Which is crazy because I don't stream that often. But I want to focus more on video content, so I want to get through this as quickly as possible.
Yes. Great.
Alrighty. Let me clear out my thing, and then we'll start with... Actually, no, let's do mains first. I want to see what Recoleta can do. Afflatus was telling me about the Recoleta with Anjo team, and it seems really dumb, so I kind of want to try that. Oh, game is louder. Let's turn that boy down a little bit. Alright, let me know how sound is after that. I've turned it down a little bit. Let me know. Alright. Go investigate. I still don't know what the mechanics for this fucking thing is. Cheating the Recoleta, and it was pretty easy if you take screen caps. Oh, is it like a quiz sort of thing? Is that how that works? Right, I want to try the stupid team real quick. See how that goes. 1, 2. I don't even know who else would go on here. Like a buffer, I assume. Pickles, right? And I guess a healer or a shielder. Healer's probably better. Yeah, see? Debuffs? Wait, does Recoleta care about debuffs? I thought she didn't. I mean, we can use NN, I guess. NN doesn't really have a Loggerhead. Loggerhead has debuffs. Sure, let's try it.
A location shoot? I'm coming.
Let's see. So from what I understand, this just goes infinite between these two. They just ult every turn or something. I don't know how significant like the damage for that will be, but we'll see. I still don't know what Recoleta's fucking thing does. Alright, this. Wait, hang on. We can't do that. This.
I can't afford to lose those.
Channel, we need to channel this. Holy shit, what am I doing, man? How do you play this fucking game? There we go.
I can't afford to lose those.
Toy Story, how much do you know about Psyche Blood? Because we'll be I don't know too much about the Psyche lore besides the fact that it's like crystallized aspects of their memory or something like that. But beyond that, I'm not too familiar. Are you planning on? Yes, I am. I think I have enough to guarantee Aleph. I really hope it doesn't go to that point though, because I am. Ugh, that might be rough. Under Recoleta seems like complete. It does, but I found out that they go infinite with each other, so I kind of wanted to see how that goes. Right, because this should just ult every turn, right? So what do I want to be doing with Recoleta's regular cards?
Let me check my rails first.
Check my rails first. Right. Because then this will cause her to use her ult. That gives me the little extra thingy, and then Recoleta and Pop. Wait, Leilani really? Does Leilani work with her? Well. Buff is how you get Moxie, the sword one is how you get ult stack. Oh, I see. Oh shit, okay. So they actually do something, that's crazy. Alright, and then we do this again. This one? We put a heal up because she's getting kind of low. Oh yeah, that's right. Anjo takes their health. I forgot about that. This one on you.
I can't afford to lose those.
And I guess we just poison him. You get 10 else, you get a free precast like that one. Oh, I see. So stack ults, get more ults, stack some more ults. That's so stupid though. Like the fact that you can just ult every turn. It's kind of dumb. Well, I want to be using the precast first, right? Obviously. What am I at here? 2. Let's do that. That. And plug in that. Again. Yes, we go again. And as long as we just keep resetting this dude, he can't hit us. Great. Fantastic.
Have a little faith in me, Master. I truly hope the ingredients this time.
Leilani's ult gives 2 Moxie, and then there's a specific rotation you can use to make Leilani ult turn 1 turn 2 good. Oh, that's so dumb. Wait, that... Okay, so I'm guessing the only thing holding it back is the fact that Leilani doesn't have great attack, huh? I won't lie, this is kind of slow though, just because of... I don't think the ult does that much damage. Let's see here. Heal, get the fuse, do that. Do that. Right. Realistically, this probably wouldn't faster if I just used Melania.
La acumulación de laberintos. Suéltalo todo una vez más.
Actually, he's Recoleta plus Leilani on the new use came over. Really? What the heck? That's pretty good. So it's literally just a case of what's her face, like beating her out, right? That. I don't even know what this thing does. It's just a counter. Oh wait, we don't have an ult. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Rip.
Oh, so that's what happened.
Idealismo, vuelos de fantasía, patrones ocultos.
There we go. Oh god, we're getting hit. That's crazy. The channel. We still have heal stacks. That's that. Right, I want to use our ult before the thing, right?
Keep calm. A truly villainous moment.
Villainous moment.
Behold, this camera that will record the world. I look forward to punishing you. Don't interrupt me.
Oh god, we're actually getting hit.
La acumulación de laberintos. Suéltalo todo una vez más. Dreams.
I thought it was one of those, but time is going to use the Marcus. What is the Marcus? I saw that. I haven't watched it yet. What? What is the Marcus Lander? Is it just because the squirrel's stronger than her now? We're still fine on channel. We just hit him with that, right?
Do I have to do this? Nuestro adversario es el tiempo.
What a fiction.
It should be fine, right?
Steam Bun's new vid. Yeah, I saw it on my recommendeds. I just haven't seen it yet. I haven't watched it yet. I mean. Oh hey Zodiac, welcome. I didn't even realize that was you. Squirrels making scenes turn on all the other TPS units. I mean, if you're gonna get power crept by a little fat fuck, like, come on. That's on you, man. Right, and then that should make me pop that. Then I'll just play counter on her.
Let me check my reels first. Do I have
Yeah, 800k, let's get out. Is it 800 or 850?
Nuestro aliado es la verdad.
I made a senseless impression posted in browse count. Oh god. Oh no. What did you make? This team's way too slow. Holy shit. $700,000, almost there. Almost there. That's
I can't afford
that, I guess.
Who's that? Behold, this camera that will record the world.
Chat, do I post it? Yeah, chat, do they post it?
Tyson won't give up his friends. Neither will Sotheby. En la acumulación de laberintos. Suéltalo todo una vez más.
This one gets added to global link play is gonna get you. Oh boy. Yay. I don't even know what she does, but yay. Woohoo. That Exile and Reveries is still so annoying. My new before Medbog works great, but the rest of the team still gets plastic on max level. The Exile? Is it one of the new which one? Voyages of Volatility? Because oh wait, no, Exile. Is that Spethadia? Because I don't ever want to see that fight again.
Más allá del concepto mundano. Let's make a long take. Whew. I can't afford. What's this? Do I have to do this?
305? What do you mean 305? Yes. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how I got through that fight. I'm gonna be real with you. That shit was aggravating. Oh god. There goes half my health. There. Oh wait, it's not even triple S. What the heck? Is it 850? It doesn't matter. Realistically, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. Stands so wrong for Billy Marcus. The free sources on his because we're in for some. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming it's more of a meme than them actually being serious. But if they are being serious like that, come on. Power creep has been present since. Yeah, exactly. Like power creep is gonna happen no matter what. That's just how these games go. I mean, I can understand being frustrated if it's a power creep by a free lower tier unit, but at the same time, it's a game. Your shit probably still works regardless. Like, let's chill out a little bit. It's cool to look at A9. Yeah, that guy, him and Centurion, man, what the hell? All right, we're getting out. This team is, it works as advertised. It's just really slow. This gradually gets more and more powerful now, being like 9 patch. Yeah, exactly. Like the fact that it's gone this far with like minimal power creep, I think is already pretty good. Like yeah, it's been there, but it's not been like significant. So I do wonder what they're planning to do with Nor, if they're planning to do anything with her, just cause like she already got kind of slammed, didn't she? All right, we do this. Let's do this. Symbols, metaphors, and literary labyrinth. She wanders through the adventure never ends. What? No, like I had trouble reading that. Oh, there's no like opening video for this one. All right, editor of genius. I wonder if this is gonna focus on story Melania or not Melania, Recoleta, or like true Recoleta. Buenas gloriosas y directrices de metaphors. This book is dedicated to Maria. Who is Maria? How colons will contribute to the balance of power. Yeah. I'm more concerned about how they choose to integrate it. Because like Arknights integrates it by having it actually be part of the lore, which I don't like. I don't like they do that. Like one way that I think they could do it if they wanted to go that route is just make it an artificial somnambulism thing, because I mean they're both already dreaming anyways, right? Nice old characters, yeah. The fact that they bothered to like upgrade old characters is really nice, especially since those upgrades are actually significant. A man hurries through a hallway, a folder tucked under his arm, and 2 cups of coffee clutched in his hands. He turns the corner and collides head-on with the contributor. A booklet falls to the ground. Please be a little more careful, sir. It's you, Tommy. Here to beg Miss Hunting to publish her ever unnoticed expressionism literature again, are we?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I don't have time to argue with you today. I need to show this to Miss Hunting. Thomas picks up the fallen booklet and strides by without a second glance. The H.A. Publishing House at the end of the 3rd floor corridor in the office on the left. Ooh, excuse me. Thomas, his movements brisk, takes 2 familiar turns before pushing open the glass door.
I'm sorry.
Miss Hunting, I know I'm a few minutes late, but at least the coffee hasn't gone cold. Anyway, before we discuss my publication, you simply have to take a look at this. The fabled bullet team DPS. Does he use guns? I don't remember. Not really, right? Like, they have, like, shitty guns. Movie posters are plastered on the walls between bookshelves, holding countless great literary works. The air is thick with the scent of coffee and ink. Oh, it's a lady in a suit. I do like me a lady in a suit. No rush. Have a seat, Mr. Thomas, and thank you for the coffee. Actually, you're already 8 minutes late, but that doesn't matter. I looked over your latest revisions. I think putting aside 30 minutes for this meeting was a little optimistic. Bam.
Which means...
It's good to go? Then we can just... Okay, this guy is dumb. First of all, Mr. Thomas, your work doesn't meet the publishing standards. How does a diva get those broad shoulders? That's almost certainly pads, right? Almost certainly shoulder pads. And second, you're refusing to cooperate with me. Not only have you kept some lines I marked for deletion, but you've snuck in a few extra sentences. Now let's use the remaining 20 minutes to discuss something unrelated to your manuscript. How about the recently released film, The Atwell River Murder? I believe you could learn a great deal about storytelling from it. Same, Evil, yeah, same. I remember, like, the minigun, like, the small guns, right? Thomas concedes under the editor's relentless barrage, his enthusiasm doused as if by a bucket of cold water. Any argument he prepared is now left unsaid.
I see.
Okay, you really are as strict as ever, Miss Hunting.
But...
I can't give up on my work. It's the only way I'll break free from my mind. I have to find a way to get it published. And I wish you luck. By the way, the director of the murder sent me a few tickets. I think you should take one and go see it.
Look at this.
I want you to take a look at this first. The man gently places the booklet he's been holding under his arm on top of the movie ticket hunting, which is placed on the desk. And why should I look at it? I scheduled you last so I wouldn't run overtime, you know?
Listen.
Guess who I came across on my way here? What, you ran into your idol, Franz Kafka? Damn, Kafka mentioned. Thomas is well used to jabs such as these.
Sure is the case.
There's a messy-haired girl working at the cafe. Whenever she had a free moment, she'd pull out a thick stack of booklets and eagerly hand them out to any customer who seemed interested. But the strange thing was, there was no publisher, no category, no recommendations, not even a price printed on it.
Wow.
I thought it was a hotel flyer, or a travel brochure, or a university club ad, or something, but to my surprise it was a short story. So, is it any good?
I think that...
It's more special than good.
No matter what.
Please just read it. It won't take you 10 minutes. In less than 10,000 words, it manages to create something magical, something totally unique. It's like a literary demon leapt out of Pandora's box and tried to mimic human language for the first time. It doesn't sound like a good thing. The elusive metaphors, the layered structure, good grief, I can hardly believe it was written by someone so young. Let me take a look. For a time, there's no sound but the hum of a fan and the faint crackling of burning tobacco. The minutes tick by and a scratching pencil joins the chorus, at first gently and steadily, and then growing harder and more hasty. At some point, the lead snaps with a crisp crack. Mr. Thomas, I have a request. Can you tell the sleepwalking writer to meet me here before 6? He's quite remarkable. This thing could turn the world upside down. Told you so. I met her outside that cafe on the corner. If we're lucky, she should still be there. Lost the stream by mistake. And that's short story's name. Notes on Shwari. Goddamn. The young writer strides in, a box of other cafe special honey poached quince pie in her hands. Miss Hunting, how exhilarating that you asked for me by name. I knew that handing out my work for free would eventually pay off. Is this? I'm assuming this is not the real Recoleta, right? This is book Recoleta? Hearing her own name, the editor looks up surprised. Oh, you know me.
We met in Guadalajara.
I saw you at the booth of the HA Publishing House. Later, a writer friend of mine told me you're the golden signature of the HA Publishing House, especially skilled at helping authors rise to fame, and you've been getting their works adapted to film. Story, but yeah, I figured that might be the case. If I'd known that back then, I'm sure we would have talked a little more, and I might even have a few novels published by now. Well, better late than never. Hold on, when did I say I was going to help you publish I mean, you called her in, man. Isn't that what I'm here? After all, you said, let's bring in that little genius who could turn the world upside down. If Thomas put it that way, good grief, no wonder his writing is so flowery. Then why am I here exactly? Bunting walks to the window, pushes it open, and lights a cigarette. Recoleta notes how impeccably dressed she is. The noise of the traffic outside makes her voice sound distant. Give up writing. Fuck.
I beg your pardon?
She can hardly believe her ears. You're too obsessed with the purity of literature. Your work has no place in the 90s. It's all about films now. Listen, if I could send you back 30 years to a gun-riddled Latin America, I would. At least then you'd have a chance. Hi, Verity. How are you? Welcome in. Hunting sends a puff of smoke out the window and taps her knuckle lightly on the desk. She fixes Recoleta with the gaze of a strict teacher. You have a clear vision of your work? Any carefully structured or thoroughly polished ideas in your mind? My vision is crystal clear. I want people to talk about visceral realism again, to capture the fleeting and make it eternal, just like the great writers of the 60s. Hunting eyes Recoleta, a complex smile appearing at the corners of her mouth. She stubs out her cigarette and sits back down at her desk. Let me rephrase that. You want to write good work that readers can understand, right? That's never right. Cook me. Exactly. That's a really blunt way of putting it. That's right, Miss Hunting, but I think it's difficult to balance that with literary depth. No need to get ahead of yourself. Sit down. I read your story. Hunting hands over the open booklet. Recoleta's eyes are immediately drawn to the revisions covering its pages. Under their homeland sky, the shadows of the cowhands loom larger than their bodies. This line isn't quite vivid, actually. Oh yes, and after that, the cowboy meets a cowhound without a shadow, not realizing that the cowhand's shadow is actually his own. When the sun sets, their silhouettes stretch into great beasts along the mountain ridge, and they wave their whips to drive the non-existent cattle. This part feels redundant. Besides, how would the readers know that the cattle are a metaphor?
Okay.
Planting a seed of doubt here allows for a wonderful moment of realization at the story's climax. Now look here at this line. These cattle never lower their heads to graze. They'll chase the stars until they drag the cowhand's soul along with them. No one should dream of returning home. The land there will bite and bite at you until you can never leave. Why did you write this?
It's a metaphor too, like the cattle herd.
I'm not questioning the sentence itself. It has style, but where's your theme? It is clearly a story about the protagonist returning to their homeland after many years, exploring magical realism through the unfamiliar. So why, by page 5, am I still only seeing cowhands and cattle?
I understand what you're saying, but these are important elements of the novel. They'll all come into play later on.
The cowhand looks exactly like the protagonist when he was a child. Actually, he's a phantom of the protagonist's childhood, but the protagonist doesn't recognize him. Alright, I suppose there's some interest there, but how am I supposed to know that? Let's flip ahead here to page 37 mentioned. Look, little genius, you took 37 whole pages just to tell the readers that the cowhand from page 5 is a mirrored symbol. Perhaps you're right. I really do need to adjust the structure. Literature isn't the place to act out your private dreamscape. Do you think imagination alone will win over your readers? Here's my suggestion. You're still young and you have potential, so why don't you try studying screenwriting? Recoleta looks utterly confused.
I don't understand.
What does screenwriting have to do with literature? Every time I watch a film, I end up falling asleep before the end. It's just a suggestion, though I understand, a rather extreme one. I just want you to stop underestimating the importance of storytelling. Our conversation continues beyond the setting of the sun. Even so, the true marathon has only just begun. By the time Recoleta lifts her dizzy head, the clock has already hit 8:15. Oh, it's so late. Sorry for taking up so much of your time, but what a thrilling literary discussion. Thank you. Hunting rubs the corners of her eyes with her thumb and forefinger, leaning back into her chair, exhausted. She has to admit her impression of Recoleta has changed. Don't worry about it. It's been my pleasure to meet a writer as unconventional as you. Alright, that's it for today. Go home and think over these 3 questions. First, why does the cowboy return home? Second, why does he meet the bubble-blowing cowhand? Third, why do the characters know things that even the author doesn't?
Does that mean...
Oh yeah, I do not have a Discord server, no. I just lurk in other people's Discord servers. Recoleta's fatigue vanishes in an instant. This is true, invaluable advice. Not just the back and forth from a few friends. This is the guidance of a professional editor. So if I revise my novel according to your suggestions and come back, does that mean I have a chance at publication? That depends on how well you revise it. I'm not making any guarantees. I just need 2 weeks. No, 1 week. I'll bring you a completely reworked version. I won't always see you another... Yeah, basically. That's basically the reason why. I don't want to manage one, exactly, yes. And also, it's kind of a liability, right? Like, I don't want to deal with that. That's a lot of work. If possible, I'd prefer you make an appointment at the front desk next time you come. At least let me know you'll be here. What do you mean? You called her in, dog. What do you mean? She holds no high expectations for the young writer. After all, years of experience have taught her that writers have a tendency to exaggerate. It's a pain in the ass. Best of luck. I'm heading home to warm up with a hot drink.
Till next time, Miss Hunting. I'll most certainly be back. Believe you me.
To be continued. Would want to. Yeah, I know, but the thing is, I want to be able to control my own stuff, right? It's just like I don't want to have to rely on other people to do things, which I know is not efficient, but also, yeah, no, I don't trust people. Editor's office, afternoon. The setting sun casts a deep orange glow in the office, causing Hunting to squint. She sets down her pencil and leans back, exhausted. Every name on the reservation list on the cluttered desk before her has been scratched out, all except one. Literally. Alright, last appointment. Let's see, it's Recoleta.
Yes, is it my turn?
Welcome. Long time no see, Miss Hunting. Good afternoon. Didn't expect Rekko's endurance after quit writing. They just kept, yeah. I imagined her original plan was just, hey, stop writing and also leave. But she just kept going. The office door creaks open, revealing a fluttering feather and half of a pale face. The editor gives a sharp inhale before nearly sliding off her chair in surprise. When did you get here? Never mind, that's not important. You're the last one today. Come in. Recoleta closes the door and confidently places her manuscript on the desk. Don't worry, this time I've adjusted the pacing in the opening chapters. No more late exposition. Only I could believe you. Alright, let's get started. An Andean valley breeze brushes over Hunting's weary eyelids as Recoleta begins her story.
The cowboy had never once considered going home. That was, until he met the coachman. Like him, the coachman cast no shadow behind him.
He boarded that battered carriage and embarked on a long journey, crossing mountains and rivers until finally he arrived home.
He surveyed that land, familiar, yet strangely unfamiliar, and a chill crept up his spine.
Just entirely skip that first line, alright? Hunting quickly realizes her eyelids have grown too heavy to lift. The air thickens, distorting as her surroundings dissolve into shadows and vanish into fog. Something's wrong. What's happening? Under their homeland sky, the shadows of the cowhands loom larger than their bodies. This is my home, the cowboy spoke, his voice hoarse. But this feels like I've wandered into someone else's dreams. The mountain is still the same, the wind is still the same, the people no longer recognize me. The cowboy gazed into the distance, hopeless. These images, they're moving. Distant mountains begin to form in Hunting's mind. The coachman sighed, pulled the rusted pocket watch from his waist and swung it before the cowboy. Time turns everything into shadows, even home. Neither you nor I are any exception. He paused, his gaze shifting to the vast horizon. Where is my home? I don't even have a shadow. The cowboy chuckled and patted the coachman's shoulder reassuringly. Don't lose heart, buddy. Look at these cattle. These cattle never lower their heads to graze. They'll chase the stars until they drag the cowhand's soul along with them. No one should dream of returning home. The land there will bite and bite at you until you can never leave. If we follow these cattle, perhaps we can find the shadows we lost. Two secured the carriage at the foot of the hill, tightened the reins, and silently followed the cowhand's footprints with heavy and determined steps. The mist thickened, knew that long drawn-out whistle would no longer guide them. There's no to give phone directions. Oh, for sure, right, for sure. Oh, this is Northbonk. When Hunting opens her eyes again, she and Recoleta are standing in a dense, foggy wilderness. The ground beneath them is dark and damp. What the hell place are we in? The fog is getting thicker, the camera pulls back, an ancient temple looms faintly in the distance.
Here we are. The Hell Place.
Really? With that expression? Welcome to the Hell Place. This is your story. I thought these scenes only existed in your mind. Of course, they only exist in my mind. Everything is fiction. But this is the first time I managed to bring a reader into this side of the world. Incredible, Miss Hunting. You truly are a great editor. I don't think that's her, dog. Why do you say that? Meaningless compliments don't exactly explain all this. Emboldened by the spirit of adventure, Recoleta brushes off her editor's concerns. Wait, but this is your story we're in, so we can leave whenever we want, can't we? Oh no, Miss Hunting, the story isn't mine at all. It belongs to the cowboy and the coachman. Then where did they go? I think when we entered the story, we took their places.
Let's not waste any more time.
Yes, we become the
Let
cowboy and the
great adventure
coachman.
begin.
Recoleta's voice carries an odd, unquestionable pride. Stop joking around, Recoleta. Let me get out now. Get out? Haha. Recoleta laughs so hard that tears start to well in her eyes. Our legendary adventure has only just begun. How could we cut the tale short? How could we let the readers know the ending so soon? Of course, as the author, I can give you a hint. Inside this temple lies the secret core of the entire story. Come on, Miss Hunting. Keep up. Hunting wants to say something, but somehow she feels an irresistible urge to step forward. Like a growing seed, a familiar yet long-forgotten sensation arises within her. Don't run too fast. She follows Recoleta into the mist. Soon it becomes a fog so dense that it is difficult to see the path ahead. Hunting grabs Recoleta's arm, forcing her to stop. Scener's been repeating. Haven't you noticed? We passed the same pillar at least 7 or 8 times. And his whole situation being partially controlled by an outside force. Maybe I'm thinking more that she's being controlled by the story. Like this, they're just following the narrative that she's written. Like they're being compelled to follow her. Olive is a horse. You should make some interesting thumbnail video. It's the old meme, man. I can't see the way through all this fog. Just take a breath and take a minute to listen to our inner voices. No, that's too abstract. Here you need to keep the reader's attention. This giant pillar should be the story's MacGuffin. Does that mean... In short, we need to make this pillar a driving force. Let me think. Yes, you need to rewrite this part. The cowboy and the coachman discover something unusual about the pillar in the repeating tempo. By touching its 4 sides in order, east, west, north, south, north, they finally escape the maze. Hey, Pampa, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in.
East. West. South. And north.
And north. Here's office lights. Miss Hunting? Miss Hunting? Hunting jolts awake, a dull headache creeping across her forehead. Was all that just a dream? Did we come back? We never went anywhere. Did you fall asleep? No, forget it. Where were we in the story? The cowboy and the coachman just escaped the maze. They're about to head towards the ending. Alright, back to business. There are still quite a few things that need fixing in the earlier section. And I mentioned the MacGuffin earlier. Yes, you told me to cut out the whole listening to their inner voice scene, which is actually the cowhand's whistle. Instead, I changed the way they escaped the maze to interacting with the stone pillar. But to me, that pillar is just a pillar. It doesn't represent anything. Why does it have to be important? Exactly. It doesn't represent anything. That's the whole point. As Hitchcock once said, in Crook stories, it is almost always the necklace, and in spy stories, it is most always the papers. Take 1942's Casablanca, for example. The transit papers in the film are a classic MacGuffin. They drive all the characters' actions, but their actual details don't matter to the audience. It's purely a narrative catalyst, just like the stone pillar. It doesn't define the story's central theme. I thought the term came from Rudyard Kipling's novels. So this is what it means in film terminology. Interesting. I should take notes. To sum up, the most important information should always be embedded in the most critical lines. Otherwise, readers might skim right over them. Sudden development.
I've already thought up of a few ways to make it even better.
The sudden development really feels like someone told the writer this anecdote can't just be Recoleta and her editor sitting in a room for exactly. think it's kind of the point. I have thoughts. Hunting glances at the night sky outside the window. I has slipped away. Hold on, little genius. It's getting late. Let's rein in inspiration for now. But it's Friday. If I don't get your feedback now, I'll have to wait until Monday before I can talk to you again. It means I'll have 2 whole torturous days of staring at my unfinished ending. She theatrically clutches her chest with one hand. Hunting sighs, torn for a moment. After a brief pause, she speaks. Tomorrow night, after 8, I'll have some free time. I usually take some time to myself around then, but I can entertain a guest. Are you inviting me over? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Of course, I've got a stack of— oh, come on. I've been out of visions just waiting for you to tuck into. It'll be an all-out you-can-eat buffet. So what you're saying is... honestly, your novel has something special, but getting it published won't be easy. Even if everything goes smoothly, we need at least 6 months to finalize the manuscript. Might not even make next year's book fair. But what do I know? What I do know is this. I can get your novel into the world if you can finish it on time. So I think my assumption, right, is that for the rest of these nodes, they're gonna keep going into her story, taking the place of the cowhand and the cowboy over and over again. And I think the point is that, because they say that Recoleta and, or not Recoleta rather, the cowhand and the cowboy are basically reflections of each other, right? The one is the younger version, and I think since they take their place, I think Recoleta and Hunting kind of mirror that, right? Where Hunting is more concerned with logistics and being realistic about writing. Recoleta feels more like she said, purity in writing. Like, it's all about the literature, it's all about the story. And I think the story will be Recoleta kind of reminding Hunting of why she's passionate about reading to begin with, or literature to begin with. Oh, do I match the things? Oh, fuck. Bro. Okay, so it's just a matching card game. Oh, I see. Man. So if you're magic pair, say special damage equal to twice difference of pairs. Okay. So I know. Oh, I can't. Okay, so this is gold, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, I didn't see his bottom ones. Dang. Damn. Oh, the chair guy. Where the fuck was the chair? Was it up here? Nope. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Oh, we are losing this so bad. Memory with combat. Yeah, this is not good. We're getting stomped, dog. Two damage, yeah. Man. Wait, no, damn it. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh. Wait, I don't get it. What? So I just have to match them, right? But I also get different effects for hitting certain cards? Alright, I get these two. Damn. I mean, realistically... Bro, stop healing. Wait, I think these two are the same. I see. Yeah, okay, I think I figured it out. I think these two match, I'm pretty sure. Oh, alright, we got hit. Yeah. Get fucked. Alright. Well, that was the entire stage? Oh shit. What stages are there? Oh, that's why. Do you think Recoleta is actually getting published, or are we expecting it and then the storm reverse everything ending? If I'm assuming this is a past episode, in which case she probably isn't getting whatchamacallit, published. Templo de la Metafora. Bedroom night. It's cold winter's night, but inside the air feels warm and inviting. London walks in carrying an old glass pot filled with a deep red liquid. Lemon slices, apples, orange, cinnamon sticks. Using all that for mulled wine is a bit of a waste, but it does have a satisfying richness to it. Oh, that actually sounds quite sophisticated. Maybe I can use that in my writing. Go ahead. I have to say, I do like to indulge in it from time to time. Sorry for the mess, I hope you don't mind. Not at all. In fact, it looks pretty tidy to me. This place is like a palace compared to the cluttered mass of books, notes, and clothing that fills her own cramped apartment. Sit wherever you like. The couch, a cushion, a chair. You can even take the floor if you want. Hunting perches on the edge of the bed, setting the glass pot down on the book-stacked nightstand. Right, there's something I need to talk to you about. You know why I suggested you learn screenwriting, don't you? To improve my narrative structure, right? Like how Hemingway, Woolf, and Fitzgerald all share the same editor, Maxwell Perkins? No, you're giving me far too much credit, Recoleta. I'm nowhere near that level. At first I didn't understand why young writers like you were so obsessed with literature. I want you to see for yourself why cinema has conquered the 90s while literature is slowly losing traction. I want you to hit a wall and see with your own eyes the decline of the literary world.
How could that be? The world of literature may falter for a time, but it'll never fade away, Miss Hunting.
It's like the trees in winter. It has to look barren for a moment, but then the spring comes. That's exactly why I write. The writers I admire are explorers, rebels, defiers. They never stop to wonder which way the tides of the time are turning.
Now that's a cause with real meaning behind it.
Internals writers are the sport. Alright, I'll admit there's merit to sticking in your gun, and sticking to your guns. But tell me this, do you think you truly understand today's literary world, Recoleta? Even the great Walt Whitman said, even if I myself often think I know little or nothing of my real life, how could we possibly claim to understand the state of literature today?
To me, writing is just as exhilarating as traveling around the world, or slipping into a blissful dream.
I've heard that before. Writers love saying things like that. If that's how you see it, then... She recalls Recoleta's reckless determination in the Templo de la Metafora. Something distance where it stirs inside her, like she's been warped by an old knitted sweater left unworn for years. Oh, like she's been wrapped. Sweater. Never mind, it's nothing. Noticing Recoleta's eager expression, Hunting realizes that it's time to get down to business. Alright, let's get to work before I finish this whole bottle. What happens in the second half of the story? Yes, as titillating as this conversation is, I'd like to get down to getting the ending right. Oh, and I listened to what you said. I studied some books on film and incorporated more screenplay-style dialogue. Recoleta jumps up from the floor, handing over the freshly marked up pages. Well, let's see. Last time the protagonists escaped the fog-filled maze using their wit. Now they're heading towards the temple's hidden chamber. The whistling stopped. The cowboy and the couchman made their way towards the light beyond the fog. But as fog thickened, the sounds around them faded. With every step, the world grew more and more unfamiliar. At last they found the entrance. Inside, the temple was covered in ancient runes, its walls etched with unreadable symbols and paintings. An old man and a cowhand with his cow stood in the distance, as if waiting for them. The wind carried a whisper like an ancient poem through the fog. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's more pumpkin. Hunting tilts her head, listening to the faint whisper carried on the wind like an ancient poem. It is clear they have left behind the warmth and comfort of her home. Something, we're back in the story again. Excited. I like how they did that. So we are. At least this time I was expecting it. That's with the parentheses. Are we directing every emotion in the dialogue now? The secret core is obvious. It's perched atop the massive stone platform. Satisfied. The most important information should always be embedded in the most critical lines. Looks like you actually took my advice, Recoleta. Yes, we're so close to the core of the edge of the Temple of the Metaphor. I can see it. I can feel it. Alright, how do we reach it? See those two crows? When they meet strangers, they turn into ghosts. The weary-looking crow becomes an old man. He slumps in the shadows. Hey, Frank, welcome back. The fledgling crow becomes a young cowhand, stringing its legs on the stone platform. Just as the story describes. Hello, travelers. Your arrival was foretold, but passing through this fog will be no easy feat. Home isn't a house, it's a memory. A cow will wander when it has lost its pasture, but it will always find its way home.
Oh dear.
It's you, the one who set everything in motion. Finally here, I've waited for a full century for this moment to come.
Here is the case.
If you wish to touch the core of the temple, you must first solve the riddle.
Bring it on. I love a challenge.
Oh boy.
Dear.
I cannot speak the riddle. The cowhand knows it, but even he won't just give it to you directly. It's all part of the metaphor. Please look at him. We'll have to win him over first. Yes, you have to make me happy first. Oh no, why should I listen to you, old man? The boy claps his hands and lets out another long, drawn-out whistle. From the shadows, a cow emerges, a deep wisdom behind its eyes.
Oh.
Hello, big sister. This is the riddle. Only my cow can carry you up. You little rascal, that's not how it's supposed to work. Before the old man can finish, Recoleta nimbly hoists herself onto the cow's back. And the thud hits the ground hard. It's not that easy. Recoleta wipes the dust from her face as she falls into thought. Alright, I can't take some more. Why are you putting parentheses in front of every line? I told you to take inspiration from screenplay narrative structures, not copy their formatting. Fine, I'll fix it, but first we need to deal with this cow. This cow's clearly tied to the theme of your story, Recoleta. It shouldn't be too hard for you to figure it out.
Let me...
Her eyes land on a feathered quill. Cowhand, can you give me a hint?
Of course.
Only answer yes or no. Alright, your cow, is it a symbol of heavy responsibility? No. Passage of time? Nope. Is it something more abstract?
Yes.
Is it what I'm doing right now?
Yes.
Recoleta locks eyes with the cowhand, a triumphant smile beaming on her face.
Ah. Literature doesn't offer answers. Rather, it serves to raise questions and open up unexplored realms.
About exploration, about possibility, about capturing what can't be defined. Yes, I remember it from my chat with Dr. Torres. The riddle itself is the answer, isn't it? Wait, then this is not the past. She's already met Torres.
Yes.
We've solved the riddle. Now let it take you where you need to go. The cowhand's playful grin fades and he gives a nod. The old man waves his hand and the two of them dissolve into two crow-shaped fog clouds. The cow carries them upward, slow and steady. So what's the old man's purpose in the story? He doesn't actually give any new information. I can't really explain it. It's just the way the story goes. We have to speak to the old man before we can talk to the cowhand. I think this section could use some reworking. Wait, maybe it's not so simple. People spend their lives asking about the future, about who they'll become, only to realize everything they are was already there during childhood. Recoleta, you buried this line far too late into the story. This section is good, but it needs to be clear. You have to guide the readers to the meaning. So when is this? I'm assuming it's after, right? Well, yeah, it has to be after. Because she's met Doris at this point, right? It has to be after Komala. And she only met Doris like 3 days before as she was leaving Komala. As she finishes her sentence, the cow arrives at their destination. Yeah, it takes place after the main story. One thing reaches out, her fingers touching the radiant core before her. Light surges through her fingertips and countless images and words emerge in her mind. So beautiful. How did you write it? It is the sum of countless meanings, everything life has to offer. It is sung by someone at the end of their life's journey, yet in truth it is just a word. Word meaning miracle. Right, yeah, I mean, if this is after, then there's no chance in hell she's getting published, right? She's gonna get stolen. I mean, everyone else is getting stolen. The light fades and the two imposter protagonists return to the warm little room. Go back. Hunting flips through the manuscript again, eyes sharp as they meet Recoleta's. In the dark light, her callous fingers trace the collar of an old knitted sweater. It is a long-forgotten relic from her youth, woven from an impractical love for literature. You can come over whenever I'm free on a Saturday night. You mean, besides our usual review sessions, you'll personally help me revise my novel in your free time? Let's be clear, this isn't going to be easy. It'll take time, and there's no guarantee it'll sell well. But I can guarantee this. An exclusive publishing deal.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What an absolutely wondrous outcome from a pilgrimage to the Templo de la Metáfora.
Directly after, I'm still not sure of the exact timeline, Frank. It's definitely after, I don't know how soon after. Clearly, this is going to be a long battle. Like, apparently we're still in the 90s, so it's before whatever storm is coming up, at least. And Hunting's instincts are rarely wrong.
I know, Miss Hunting, but it'll be a glorious one.
Glorious. In this young writer, she glimpses the lingering embers of a bygone era. Kind of makes sense. Because, like, she was probably a kid around, or Hunting was probably a kid around the time the literature that Recoleta is familiar with was making the rounds. So for it to be like something that reminds her, it makes sense. Distant quakes. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 battle modes. Oh, so even with the puzzle nodes, it's just like a 10 part thing. That's crazy. Now she's in another country. Yes. Single malt whiskey, no ice, and a splash of water. The perfect spring companion. This is life, my friend. I'll stick to my usual latte tea with mint and 2 sugars, please. Hunting sets 2 glasses down on the table. Hold on, are you old enough to drink? Want to try mine? It's a 15-year-old scotch. Damn, try the scotch. You know what I just realized? There's no need to try everything in life. Yes, I should write that into the story. Doesn't the foundation come for her after? Maybe? Maybe they just let her run around for a bit. I don't know. This is definitely after. I don't know how long after. I don't know the details of what happens after either. Too bitter for you, eh? Guess you're still a kid at heart. Recoleta's faux philosophical statement has earned her a teasing remark. I'm joking. Even if you wanted some, I wouldn't let you have it. No, I don't believe any writer needs nicotine or alcohol to fuel their creativity. They're just vices they become reliant on to get through the day. So true. So you're saying you're not like them? Of course not. Haven't you figured me out by now? If I remember correctly, when we first met, you lit a cigarette. That was an exception. Honestly, you caught me off guard that day, little genius. Why is that? Because that era you're always talking about is already long gone. Around the time I was born, Latin American literature was at its peak. Right, there you go. Every writer passionate about words could feel that strong and long-lasting earthquake. It wasn't just the rise of a single author either, it was a collective awakening. Everything was urgent, irreversible, as if the soul of an entire continent had suddenly become self-aware and started speaking through literature.
Increíble, Miss Hunting. What a masterful way to put it.
This is after Kamal burned down, yes. Yes. Probably get closure on Kamal, honestly. It might be Alep's story. Maybe. Just a few workplace topics, that's all. But you captured exactly the way I feel about it. When I look back at the writing of that generation, it's like magma rising from the Earth's core. Pushes through layers of history, violence, and memory, finally breaking the surface, carrying with it ancient salt and blood. Can you imagine how breathtaking, how overwhelming, how intoxicating that was for me? That is for me. I missed that great earthquake, but I can still feel its distant tremors. When I first put pen to paper, the tremors aligned with my very heartbeat.
Surely you understand what I'm saying, right?
Of course I do, Recoleta. That's exactly why I'm pushing you so hard to write out something great. Why I refuse to go easy on you. Only a strict coachman can rein in a wild horse. Hunting has come to understand this deeply. She closes her eyes and questions herself in the dark. Get all the damn professional theories and publishing experience. Hunting, do you think this novel is good enough? It's good. Very good. There's a lot to like about it, but... Oh, Green Lake, Green Lake, Green Lake. As summer fades into autumn, the air turns crisp and dry. Hunting strikes a flint, effortlessly lighting a fire. The iron pot above it bubbles and steams. The scent of simmering broth makes Recoleta's stomach grumble. That bubbling's a little noisy. Try not to scare off my prey. That's not my fault. You said camping, I thought you meant a family trip or a picnic in the park. I'm hauling a dozen kilos of gear over 2 mountains to sit in the middle of nowhere. Now we have to hunt for food? Recoleta rubs her sore shoulders as she looks at Hunting in the distance, stalking her target. The hunter's gaze is as sharp as a hawk's, her movements precise. She crouches low, slipping into the shadows. A single rustling leaf, a flick of an ear. The prey notices too late. The blade strikes clean, swift, painless. Good. Alright, just needs a little prep before we goes in the pot. Don't just stand there and give me a hand. Under Hunting's guidance, Recoleta handles the basic tasks, cleaning, butchering, and blanching. Finally, the meat is added to the pot. Recoleta chews on a leaf, staring at the chunks of meat bobbing in the broth. So this is our dinner? I think carrots, beetroot, and celery are supposed to be the whole meal. What life have you been living? By the time she tastes the broth, the sun has set and the light has faded from between the trees. Sorry, little rabbit, I'll eat you with gratitude. That line belongs in a dark fairy tale. Oh, and there's another fun fact for your background notes. This little guy may be called a Patagonian hare, but it's actually a rodent, a close cousin to sewer rats. I'm actually eating... Actually, it's surprisingly good. Her brain and taste buds reach a swift truce. Relax, it's wild game in the forest. It doesn't get any cleaner than this. When hunger strikes, people always find a way to dress it up in poetic language to justify accepting nature's gifts. You're getting sharper, little genius. 2 months passed. By now, Hunting has taught Recoleta to appreciate the beauty of camping. They haven't been out here for 2 months, have they? That's kind of fucked. As the night deepens, Recoleta deftly sets up a few tripwire wraps around the tent, working alongside Hunting with practiced ease. She's picked up quite a few advanced survival skills. It's late autumn now. Tonight will be the coldest one yet.
Oh, I'm fine. I've dealt with much colder nights than this.
Oh, there's Kamala. Look at that. She thinks back to the endless nights in Ushuaia, a kind of cold that never quite left her memory. It's a little early to sleep. Want to talk about something? There's plenty we could talk about besides my novel, but I think we'll end up back there anyway. It's like a maze will forever be circling around and around and... Hunting raises an eyebrow. There's no arguing with that. Alright, actually I have thought up a new idea for how to publish your book. Oh, let's hear it. I've been turning it over in my head for weeks. Alright, brace yourself. What if I told you your novel would work better as a trilogy, with Templo de la Metafora as the first volume? Doesn't necessarily mean you have to change the ending, but it certainly makes a strong case for it. A trilogy, a new ending.
Dios mío, I'd never considered that.
The protagonists have never even taken a step outside their own story, let alone leapt headfirst into a new one. Give it a try. Your characters already exist vividly in their world. All they need is a way to cross the barrier into a new one. A motorcycle, a carriage, even a limping old mule would do, don't you think? We can think bigger, beyond the bestseller list. This is about shaking the entire literary world. Let them embark on a new adventure, Recoleta, just like the one you told me about, your journey to the end of the world. All you need to do is throw in a murder case, give the cowboy a reason to stumble into a mystery, and before you know it, he's a private detective. Recoleta's breath quickens at Hunting's rapid-fire pitch. Wait, Hunting, slow down. I don't even have the first novel's ending figured out yet. Of course, I'm getting overexcited. Take your time, Recoleta. All great writers need time to think, to struggle through their own doubts. I think I should at least finish the first novel's ending before I start worrying about the next. That's fair, but it is the harder route. You have to be careful. Your ending needs to be deliberate, precise, because once it's published, there's no going back. I don't want you to write like you're dancing with shackles on. Hunting oils her knife to keep it from rusting. She goes to say something, but under the dim glow of the sleeping lantern, she turns to see Recoleta already fast asleep in her sleeping bag. Never mind. Young people sleep like armadillos in winter. Makes me jealous. Good night, little genius. I don't know what I would like to know up from Al's story about his original personality, or after the main story that no. Without the dice, Alf can no longer physically change his personality. It might be his meeting with Madness, is my guess. Meeting with Madness, or I don't know, some other thing. I honestly don't know what they would do for Alf. It really all comes back to the trilogy. A trilogy is in fact necessary. Of course, I'm willing to write 2 more novels. When I actually try to structure them, I realize it's incredibly difficult. Maybe try structuring it like the good, the bad, and the ugly, with a clear climax to the action. I get what you mean, but last month you told me the story shouldn't end after the old man and the cowhand leave. What did you mean by that? Exactly what I said. The protagonists need to actively bring the story to an end, but not entirely. But they already took the temple's core, didn't they? Of course, but you need a hook after that, a reason for them to choose to continue. Picture this, they took that beautiful little artifact and started heading back. Then, one of them felt an inexplicable urge. Hey, why don't we see what's behind there? The other felt uneasy. I'm telling you, we should just leave. No, we have to go back, see what's back there. The cowboy shrugged off the pushman's grip and bolted forward. And a few moments later, the cowboy turned back, his eyes filled with despair. What did you see? The cowboy said nothing. The cowboy said nothing, so the pushman followed him to the back of his platform. Found a sea of skeletons. Where did all those skeletons come from? I don't want to write a massacre of this story. Hear me out. What if they realize that among all these skeletons there are only 2 distinct builds, that of 2 adult males?
Wait, hold on a sec. I'm not sure I follow.
Their thoughts are like 2 frayed wires, unable to connect. For the first time, Recoleta finds herself struggling to follow Hunting's reasoning. The lady seems pretty nice. Yeah, I think it's more that she's invested in Carlotta's story at this point. 2 steps of stories before and after the main story, and those that have both in the story are very rare at the moment. There are only 3, yeah. I'm not saying it's both, it might be one or the other. I don't know if it doesn't feel like they would do something after Kamala, honestly. Or at least not directly related to after Kamala. Well, what do the butterflies do? Okay, sure. It's healing. Why is it healing? Oh, that was easy. Alright. Charging the window. That's some Don Quixote shit. Infinite symbolism. Alright, let's do it. Yo, we're already halfway through. Shit. There's 7. I mean, much, but I cleared all the first one, yeah. Recoleta leans against the rusted railing of her apartment's rooftop, looking out over the blurred cityscape. Below, sparse streetlights flicker and a distant train whistle echoes from afar. I keep revising and revising it, but I still can't find the right way to write the final sentence. It's been a whole week. Will I ever be able to write a proper ending?
Recoleta, you can't just falter at the first obstacle.
The screen kept again, yeah. That's too much work for me. This is part of the process. If you want to be a published writer, you have to push through. Alright, focus on the revisions. No more overthinking. We'll start with Hunting's suggestion and see where it leads. The characters need to continue their journey, but I don't understand. The cowboy went home just to search for a place to belong. I want them to get lost, to stumble forward blindly, just like we do in real life, to find meaning not in reaching their destination, but in the search itself. Because that is our reality. How could this happen? I was haunted by the ending of the rise and fall of sanity for years, and now here I am, haunted by an ending all over again.
Have I not grown at all since then? Have I tried so hard all this time, only to get stuck in silent stagnation all over again?
I grow like so many protagonists of the character arc. Her shadow stretches long across the rooftop tiles, then a cool breeze brushes from behind. You mean the protagonists are ghosts, trapped in an endless cycle of death and rebirth? Push it further, make it something more concrete, easier to grasp. They've suffered through countless loops, died over and over again, and only now, in this cycle, have they finally uncovered the truth. Good, but that's just the foundation. We should layer in some literary elements. Recoleta blinks as she attempts to keep up with Hunting's train of thought. The two crows have stood watch for a century. They have their own purpose. They shouldn't just be a plot device. They can be symbolic. What if they represent the enslaved souls of the protagonists from the previous cycle? Wait, no, that idea needs refining. Souls are overused in fiction. We need something fresher. Recoleta, any thoughts? She thinks hard, but nothing comes to her. Recoleta feels her words get stuck in her throat. If it's your suggestion, then do I have to change it this way? Oh, it's getting late. Let's leave it at that for today. Hunting notices something is off. She walks Recoleta to the door, her breath fogging in the cold air. Don't push yourself too hard, Recoleta. Remember, first we're writing a novel, not a screenplay. Second, there's a lot we can learn from cinema's visual storytelling. Third, we need to make sure every reader can follow the story. Always keep those 3 points in mind. I'll finish it with something. I'll figure out the ending. Be careful on your way back home. Stay on the well-lit streets. Got it. See you next week. The pen scratches against paper, leaving behind hurried strokes of ink. So the cowboy and the coach can see their remains, evidence of the endless cycle and their endless deaths, and sink into despair. That's it, right? If that's the case, what does it all mean? Shadows, home, distant echoes, none of them seems to connect. Letting go of past burdens and making peace with oneself, sure, that works. But what about the old man and the cowhand? The struggles of old age and the origins of childhood. If reconciliation were that simple, why go all the way back home in the first place? It doesn't add up. Recoleta paces back and forth on the rooftop. No, Recoleta, you can't think like that. You've already wasted too much time talking to the moon. Don't just think about it. Pick up the damn pen. Her restless hands grip the rusted railing, making it groan under the pressure.
Take up your pen, Recoleta.
Yes, Recoleta. Remember that fire, that hunger to write. You have to prove you're not weak. Get back to your room, sit at that cursed desk, and write that ending. Hurried footsteps echo down the stairwell. Another long night has begun. As dawn rises, the sky turns pale as the cafe welcomes its first customer.
I'm sorry.
They're not open yet. Oh, Recoleta, haven't seen you in a while. Did you quit? Hey, Gonzalo, as you can see, I'm working on a novel. Recoleta lifts the notebook into the thick stack of papers that are tucked beneath her arm. Can I have a black coffee? 2 sugars, no milk? Thanks. Of course, I'll sneak you a donut too, just don't tell the boss. Thanks, Gonzalo. By the way, since the place is empty, would you like to take a look at my novel?
Oh dear.
You're gonna hit me with another one of your incomprehensible metaphors, aren't you? Oh, see you, Frank, see you. No, trust me. This time it's different. I've got an editor now. He's given me some excellent advice. I'm writing a trilogy, actually, and I've just finished the first novel.
Sounds great.
Alright, read your bestseller. Gonzalo places the coffee and donut on the counter before leaning against the register and opening up the notebook. By the time the sky is fully brightened, his fingers linger on the last page for a long while before he finally closes the manuscript.
That's awesome.
So this time it's an adventure about escaping a temple. This isn't like anything you've written before. Why the shift in style? It's not important. Tell me, is it good?
That's surprising.
I've never read anything like it. It's exciting and eerie, and that's for sure. It's like watching a psychedelic movie or something.
Great.
Finding a pile of your own corpses, realizing the horror is a secret, and becoming a detective wandering the wilderness. It's really great. But don't you think the cowboy and the coachman never truly get the ending they deserve?
Why?
Why?
They set out once more to uncover the secret of the ageless.
Here's the case.
I think it's wrong with a journey of discovery. I mean, Don Quixote is a knight's adventure too, isn't it? And everyone says that's a classic. Don Quixote isn't just a saintly man on a bony horse fighting windmills. That story really makes people stop and think. It's something they keep coming back to.
My friend.
You've got your character staring at a mountain of their own corpses. I'm pretty sure that's enough to get people thinking for a while. You've got a point. Thanks for humoring me and for the donut. Maybe I'm not as unsure as I thought. And sure, the book's already finished, isn't it? Yes, but I've been stuck on where to take the second novel for weeks now. My mind's so empty, it's like a barren desert in there. No way, you're Recoleta. Your ideas usually come faster than you can write them down. I get it. Oh wait, I get it. I guess you put it all into this novel, right?
But
I'm not gonna pretend I understand all that fancy literature talk you're always on about, but if all you worry is about whether something is literature or not, you might forget why you started writing in the first place. Why I started writing.
Why did I start this story in the first place?
Gonzalo's voice fades, blending into the clinking cups and hushed conversations at the cafe. Recoleta stares at the manuscript. Is the answer buried somewhere between the lines? Since my last visit, how many Saturdays have I missed? It's Saturday again. I miss it. Forget it. Doesn't matter as long as I read something good. I like how they blur it out. She turns over, burying her face in the couch cushion. Something good. What have I even written these past few weeks?
Look at this mess. Endless, meandering descriptions. Broken dialogues. Characters wandering around without purpose. It's a complete joke.
Complete joke. Let's go ask Miss Hunting. Recoleta, didn't you say she was your Maxwell Perkins? I'll have some nuggets of wisdom for you. Maybe tonight I can finally pin down the outline for Chapter 2. I wonder if Miss Hunting has any more concrete suggestions. Yes, maybe, just maybe, we can solve everything tonight. First, let me calm my mind before heading out.
Maybe I just need a little siesta.
Let's see. And she's asleep. As she drifts off, fragments of chaotic dreams claw at her mind. By the time everything settles into silence, the room has been nearly entirely swallowed by darkness. Continue. Stage 8. Blue damage. Right, it's this one, I think. This one. Yeah, there's one. Oh, okay, well. Bro, what the fuck? Ah, shit. Oh, Oh no, it keeps it nice. Wow. Butterfly. Damage. And it's got 2 life left. That works. Oh, oops. Right. Get fucked. Alright, Laberinto de Símbolos. Alright. Okay. I fell asleep. Wait, what time is it? I have to go see Miss Hunting. In the forest, the trees sway in perfect rhythm. Their movements are so eerily human that they almost feel choreographed.
I know this dance. It's a tango.
She has once seen this fiery dance before. Where is behind those trees? Come out. I know you're watching me. Alas, you have returned, Recoleta. We've waited a century to see you once more. Who are you? Why are you hiding in the shadows? Step forward so I can see your face. Otherwise, don't blame me if I'm a little curt. There is no face to see, child. I am but a shadow, a reflection cast from the depths of your mind. The weary, clouded voice becomes clearer. A reflection of my mind. I mean, I'm dreaming. Yes, this is your inner world, no. Intricate labyrinth of symbols built by your very self. Labyrinth of Symbols, that's a nice name. Kind of like the Templo de la Metafora, same kind of thing. Thanks, stranger. I think I just found the name for chapter 2. Wait, you're saying these swaying, ghostly trees are all part of a greater symbol? Sharp as ever, each tree here represents a symbol you once carefully cultivated. What's wrong with them? Don't tell me they're actually dancing. Not long ago, this labyrinth fell into disorder. Now every tree is caught in this restless, unsteady sway. This is the source of your insomnia. You right here just tell me this. In chapter 1, Burton is attacked by some humans after they're beaten. Someone says they're injured and their psyche is fine. In chapter 2, we get a tutorial and it tells us that they are images of their hearts. And if you look at the inventory at the second, you'll see a heart in the back. So it's like a symbol for their psyche or something. I don't even remember that line in chapter 1, shit. I'm here to guard over the farthest reaches of the north. This place is so cold and indifferent that it numbs all who enter. And you have touched the boundary I watch over. I'm too tired. I must leave. Goodbye, Recoleta, and heed my final advice. Do not believe a word it says. Advice? Who's it? First walks into the flame without hesitation. It is devoured, soothed, and drowned. Doesn't know whether it is dead or alive.
I understand you all too well. I also threw myself into the fire without a moment's hesitation.
This is a psyche. Like, yeah. I'm assuming she's gone into her own heart, right? She never got the chance to say goodbye, but now she has to move forward or she'll be trapped in this labyrinth forever. What? Labyrinth. Whoever's hiding behind those rocks, come out. Tortoise of the North has already told me the truth. Now tell me, what do you represent? Layton. Oh, yeah, there you go. Ah, you finally arrived, child. For an entire century, the East has remained untouched. What is it you have faced out there? The old voice is steady, rich with quiet power. It has nothing to do with you. Oh, my dear, it has everything to do with me. With us. You write and rewrite and rewrite your rewrites. What? But it's never quite right, is it? You descended into an endless cycle of revisions. Ugh. Remember this, child. The words you cut away never truly disappear. They become part of you, flowing through your hand and onto the pages of your network. One Germanic elements hue, indicating intelligence and brightness. Excellent. Great stories are bound, born from relentless revision. That is the fate of a writer. The readers will never see the parts I erase. They only exist in my mind. Torture me alone.
What's the point of it all?
That doesn't diminish the value of every phrase, every word, every syllable, whether or not they serve a plot. And tell me, why must they be erased? Is it because I put too much into the individual sentences and don't consider their connection to the story? That is of no matter, child. What matters is, you were afraid you are the one who killed the cattle, are you not? But you simply set them free. Do you remember now? In the world you created, the cowhand has no need to herd, and the cattle have no need to graze. You provided them the freedom to chase the stars. Even if my cowboy becomes a detective, even if he's doomed to walk a tragic path, is that something I have to accept? Of course, to write is to leave the traces of life in the hearts of the readers. A tale of beauty, joy, and miracles must also carry the scars of trauma and conflict. For a writer not to suffer the same scars as the reader would be unjust. No, I don't believe you.
Do you really think that will make me feel better?
I've told myself the same thing 1,000 times before, and in the end it never meant anything. The old voice hesitates. There's a tinge of resignation behind it. Well, words have no power. Only experience can convince a person. I will leave this place as you wish. When we can watch it one night, everything that you are about to experience will give you the strength to go through. At the very least, heed this advice. If ever you are to reach the southern forest, do not believe a single word it says. Remember that, child. I'm assuming it's gonna be one of the, greed or gluttony or something. Oh, no, it's just one of these. Which chapter this? This is Recoleta's character story. Welcome in a lawyer. What you got you so worn down, right? A bright, playful girl's voice flits through the dim forest, as light-hearted as a fairy from a storybook. Who are you? This is the south, right? Yeah, look around you, right? Isn't this forest so beautiful? You spent so many dreamy summers in this little garden of Eden. But it's been so long since you've come to see me. The girl's voice falters, tinged with unmistakable sadness.
We were friends? Oh my, that's right. How could I have forgotten you?
A distant sense of nostalgia surges through her, a memory of a childhood companion she once knew so well. Yes, how could she have forgotten her? What are you doing here? Don't tell me you've forgotten, Ray. We used to sit under the trees together in summer and watch the clouds roll over the hills in the distance. You wrote a poem about it, remember? The clouds are cotton candy and I will swallow them whole. You gave it to me. It was something that childish. That's kind of cute. Oh, I've missed you, Recoleta, my best friend, my little panda cub, my green-eyed knight. The sheer sincerity in her voice sends a tremor through Recoleta.
It's been so long. I've missed you so much.
I don't know if it's a coincidence that he means heart and intelligence and psyche, whichever one. Maybe, but I assumed it was just psych and cube, right? But who knows? Maybe. Come out from behind the fireflies, my friend. Let me see you. You've grown up, haven't you? Just like I have. Been lost in your work for so long. I feel sad for you, but I can't help you. You've forgotten so much, Ray. So many things that were pure and beautiful. You had such a perceptive and sensitive soul. The poems you wrote for me were so delicate and eternal. As a world of reality weighed so heavy on you. You're tired, then let's play in the forest for a while, shall we? Just until you're ready to leave. Will you stay with me, best friend?
Yes,
listen to its
I'd
words.
love to. Reality?
A jarring sensation clears Recoletta's mind. She shakes her head, her green eyes flashing with a sudden sharpness. She's like a child waking from a long dream, realizing her imaginary friend never truly existed. Stop playing games, liar. I've already met 2 of her companions. Tell me, what are you the symbol of? Oh, no, I'm not a liar. How could you say that, Ray? You're breaking my heart. You don't even remember the first time you picked up a pen, do you? All these years of waiting only to be met by a cold-blooded executioner. If you're truly this cruel, this heartless, then I won't stay here any longer. Goodbye. No, I saw the warning life. Getting on the skirt on the was a figure of the shadow in the shadow.
Goodbye then.
Goodbye then. Recoleta shakes her head as she tries to block out the sorrowful girl's voice. She clenches her teeth. It's just a symbol. She never had a friend like that. I won't believe a word. I have to find a way out. I have to escape. South, rather. Oh no, the south is the one we were of, right? Through the pain and confusion, Recoleta stumbles forward, the crunch of falling leaves and snapping of branches echoing beneath her steps. But under the siege of exhaustion, she collapses. As she lies on the damp earth, her head throbbing, she closes her eyes. When she raises her head again, a pitch-black cave stands before her. In the depths of darkness comes a voice, warped, deranged, neither male nor female. Slated. At last we meet, our most magnificent rider. Welcome to the southern forest. My 3 dear friends, I hear, have spoken quite a bit of ill about me. No, I won't listen to you. All of you are liars. This is a paradox, a chaotic Pandora's box. If the others lie, then surely I am the one to tell the truth. Who is it who truly deceives you? You're the last one, aren't you? What exactly do you represent? I'm the black hole in your heart, that shadowy place where all your desires fester. Anxiety is a poison. It seeps into your wounds, warping their taste. Why do you have to speak like that? It's unbearable. I can smell it, the stench of doubt laced in your hurried breath. You are a proud, self-absorbed, grandiose writer. Listen to yourself. Go back. Go back to where you belong. I don't have time for this. I have to go back. Recoleta pushes herself up, the pain in her head gone, her body brimming with energy. Then she freezes in confusion. Someone like you, growth may very well be a crime. You should have been nothing but a beast of literature, untamed, unyielding. I have to go back, but to where? Am I going back for again? You will never escape from that sorrowful, secretive, ceaselessly murmuring scene. Literature is not merely a refuge of kindness and warmth, it is also a sanctuary for resentment and spite. Why do I have to go back?
I belong to the fictional world. I am fiction.
Mission is complete. This symbolic labyrinth is now entirely in your hands. Farewell. Helpless breathing, itchy as allergy and hysteria, rub, twisted tangle, the long thread connects savage and contempt. The labyrinth falls into an irreversible collapse. Nicoleta's eyes are vacant. The writer must have relentless desire. The writer must have enduring resilience. The writer must have an innate perception. The writer must have unshakable arrogance. Fable of failure. Hunting, we've been talking for nearly an hour now. I need a conclusion. So far this year, the HA Publishing House hasn't had a single book break into the top 3 bestsellers. That's an undeniable fact. Of course, Director. I've been in close contact with several authors, and I have already prepared multiple commercial plans. Their new drafts will be submitted soon. I've heard these words far too many times, Hunting. The market's changing too fast, and readers' tastes are unpredictable. I think we need to explore new directions. I firmly believe that literature is our way forward, Director.
Here's the case.
Literature was indeed once our major selling point, but now slogans like the vanguard of literary revival and the new generation's Pedro Paramo have been overused.
Listen.
I need to give the investors a clear conclusion before the acquisition at the end of the year. I understand, Director.
Long time no see, Miss Hunting. How have you been?
Recoleta, where have you been? I asked after you at the cafe, but no one knew your address. They said they'd barely seen you since you quit. Yes, I'm sorry for missing so many appointments, but please believe me, I have had to take the time to reconstruct the symbolic forest labyrinth. Forest? What forest? More importantly, have you finished your outline of Chapter 2? Let me remind you that this one... No, there's no need for outline. The symbolic forest is the name of Chapter 2. I've already completed it. She pulls a thick manuscript from under her cloak. Fortunately, it is mostly untouched by the rain. A relieved smile comes across Hunting's face. This is probably the best news I've had all month. You're almost writing like a professional author now, Recoleta. Alright then, let me take a look. How did our cowboy and coachman travel from the temple to a forest? Hunting flips to the first page of the manuscript. Silent hushes over them. The soft scratch of a pencil, the rustle of pages, the gentle patter of rain. A sharp snap as the pencil head breaks, a long, deliberate inhale, a look of utter disappointment. This is what you're submitting. Uh-oh. I wrote it with all my heart. Recoleta, do you know what this is? Hunting stands up, gathers the manuscript neatly together, and pushes it towards Recoleta. A scorched, lifeless forest, desolate, empty. There's nothing here. You let me down, Recoleta. Freedom of expression does not equal reckless indulgence. You repeated every mistake I pointed out in your last manuscript. The world is totally unwelcoming. Sizzle, 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 the burnt ends of electrical wires spark. Hunting's voice grows distant as countless flashing fragments emerge. Flashes of polite yet firmly rejecting letters. Flashes of faces filled with prejudice and indifference. Flashes of scenes repeated over and over again, everyone wounding her heart a little more.
Why should I seek their approval?
Yeah, her psyche began to crack, you know. I've never truly been accepted by those who view literature with prejudice and misunderstanding. Enough. That's your problem to deal with. It's not my place to get involved. I can't help you publish this kind of literature. It's totally self-indulgent. Of course, you're free to adorn my advice. You're the writer, after all. I'm just an editor. Recoleta feels dizzy, an unnamed sense of conflict taking over her. Outside, the sky is covered in dense, impenetrable clouds, and a torrent of rain is about to engulf the city. Without a word, she grabs her manuscript, stands up, and runs out of the office. As Recoleta runs through the rain, it gradually extinguishes the flames of defiance burning within her. As rationality returns, questions begin to claw at her. Following the flow of instinct, avoiding self-examination, that's my current state of writing. Of course, I know this isn't exactly professional writing, but... Recoleta wipes the rain from her forehead with her sleeve. She leans against the wall and buries her head tightly in her arm. Oh, here we go. Wasteland. Warning. The cool air is quickly replaced by a scorching heat. The raindrops become sweat, her clothes drying instantly. She and her words return to their original state, like a blank page untouched by ink. All the structures drawn under guidance, all the carefully added embellishments, now crumble to dust. This desert, it looks familiar. Wait, isn't this the desert of the town? The desert by the town of Amalfitano? No, I tore this place apart. I can't possibly be back here, back to this wasteland.
Who told you this place was a wasteland? To my mind, it is 10 times more remarkable than anywhere else in the world.
A shadow suddenly blocks the sun. Recoleta looks up.
Who are you? Are you... me?
No, that's not right. What are you, the symbol of?
I'm not a symbol at all.
Gaucho Rider.
I'm the Gaucho Rider of 1975. The legendary cowgirl of Sonora. Recoleta.
Recoleta? You're Recoleta, then who am I? We exist in thousands of forms across endless pages. The faces we present to readers are limitless.
After that, you chose to return to reality, didn't you? But I chose to stay here, in the realm of fiction.
What are you doing here?
I don't have time to sit around and chat. My comrades need rescuing. I must rally our people, unite our strength to turn these ruins into a library.
Because the library is the greatest metaphor of mankind.
Will you stand with me and help write the next chapter of our cause? You really are me. I can't think of anyone else who would speak such nonsense. Come on, Recoleta, get moving!
Cross the silent desert, follow the Gnostic River to its source, and find a way through the cave-dweller settlements. In 9 or 10 nights, the Ruinas Gloriosas will appear. Where's the soundtrack from? And there, an important comrade awaits our rescue. Alright, but how can you prove we'll find this so-called ruin? The Gaucho Rider pulls out a rusty badge.
See this? It's my badge of honor.
There was no grand ceremony when it was awarded to me. In fact, there was no official honor from it. But still, it is an irreplaceable symbol, the undeniable proof that we will find the Ruinas Gloriosas. It's beautiful. How did you get it?
What happened to you? You really aren't anything like me anymore.
I have someone answer questions about whether Cyber's going to be affected by his order magic. Magic has to. I mean, I imagine we weren't actually throwing hands with them in the fight. Maybe? I don't know. Like, it could be a magic-based thing if Senator was involved. I need to go back and see it. I don't remember that section.
Listen to your heart. There's something missing, isn't there? Blessed me, my beating heart does drum. The fervent words of visceral realism, within my chest they thump.
Isn't that a poem you wrote?
Well, you may have forgotten much, but none of that matters now. A new adventure lies before us, and should we fail, let us fail spectacularly.
Reality be torn apart. I don't know why they do that, man. What's annoying? Come on, Recoleta, get moving. Recoleta takes her own hand. What a strange feeling, like curling up under a blanket in winter. She returns to that comfortable place. Optimistic, reckless, an anonymous writer chasing the literary explosion era.
Failure doesn't diminish the glory of the journey. At the very least, I'll earn a badge of honor, just like hers. Yes, and my novel will be that badge.
I'm assuming she's choosing not. Compromise. Meaningless acts. Meaningless. Nope. Publishing. Spring has come, bringing a renewed energy with it. Recoleta, her heartbeat thumping in her ears, steps into the publishing house building. She carries no manuscript, only a letter, one barely large enough to contain a single long poem. Alright, just drop off the letter and it's all over. After taking a deep breath, she slips the envelope into the manuscript submission's mailbox and turns towards the exit.
Thank you, Miss Hunting. And I'm sorry.
I mean, I imagine it's, Mask, I imagine it's when they're fighting the kids, right? Because that's the first, time we beat the hell out of people. Whether to thank me or apologize, you should say it in person, Recoleta. Recoleta's hand, reaching towards the door handle, freezes. Following the rest of an envelope being opened, Hunting's voice echoes from behind. Miss Hunting. Recoleta watches as Hunting slowly approaches. Under the overhead light, she can barely make out Hunting's face. I'm sorry. First question I asked me, I think I finally know the answers. Though this answer's too long. Long enough for the readers to nearly forget the question. He returns home because to him it's home. He meets the cowhand because he happens to be tending cattle. The characters know things the author doesn't because this is the cowboy story. He has lived for many more years than the author has. Of course, these are your characters. Your unique style shapes them, making them one of a kind. I never truly understood the purpose behind every sentence I write. They flow from my pen, word by word, driven by an irresistible instinctive current. And I am a business hunter who works for profit, a bookseller who has abandoned her instincts. I am a clueless bystander on the riverbank. I can glimpse the vitality of the river, but I cannot question the purpose of each ripple. If I've already grasped its vitality, why should I question the purpose of each ripple? You've taught me so much, but I will never become the kind of writer you envisioned. In you, I see an old sweater I once knitted. A glorious illusion. Only now do I fully understand myself. My writing exists to follow a great era, to recreate a great era. I used to fantasize that the distant tremors would once again shake my heart through your words. My writing exists to follow my selfish desires, and this unrealistic fantasy is also my selfish desire. I imagine myself living like a poet, romantically, hopelessly, rebelliously, recklessly indifferent to pain. You should imagine yourself living purely happily, like a true poet. Chapter 1, Part 5, alright. Blessed me, my beating heart does drum, the fervent words of visceral realism, with my chest they thump. Grow wildly, cast aside the damned pursuit of fame, and live recklessly. And right. It's been an honor to know you, Recoleta. Familiar setting, but the positions have shifted. Recoleta leans back in the editor's chair while Hunting sits upright on the other side of the desk. Is this a metaphor for seeing things from a different perspective, of empathy? No, I just sat for too long and my back hurts. A moment of humor brings a smile to both their faces, melting the slightly icy moment between them.
I realize now that I never really understood you, Miss Hunting. Nor did I really try to.
Me too. I never really tried to understand what you truly thought, or even. But if you'll listen, I'll tell you a story. A story about a young woman born during the literary explosion era. A faint tremor flickers in Hunting's eyes. Recoleta can sense a subtle change in her. After graduating from the University of La Plata's literature department, the young woman declined her professor's invitation to pursue further studies and chose to enter the publishing industry instead. In her handwritten letter, she wrote, "Professor Carlos, I want to be the Maxwell Perkins of Latin America."
Why would she want to be an editor when everyone else at that time was striving to be a writer?
This world has never been short on writers and poets, but these geniuses need someone to pass on their inspiration.
But she did become a great editor, didn't she? Because she's you.
No, she didn't become a great editor. She became a shrewd merchant. You know, I've always worried that I would destroy your work. Maybe the first version was already the best. Who could really say? This is the eternal dilemma and ultimate question of an editor. It haunts me at night. In those moments, I feel like I'm the great writer. Oh yeah, I know. Don't get me wrong, I still think it's great when the books I edit are adapted into films, but I can't forget what they began as. Literature. Literature is eternal. It's irreplaceable. Words rush into Recoletta's mind. Discussions about revisions, debates about literature, insights into life. They wash over her like a rushing river.
I have an idea. A good one, I promise.
Even though I've given up on publishing my novel, I promise you, I will finish it.
Would you help me finish my novel? Not as an editor, but as a friend?
Recoleta knows this might be a meaningless act. Of course, it's a deal. It'll be my honor, Recoleta. Let's complete this work together. Yes, as friends, as literary companions, as people following their own desires. Hunting knows this choice comes from an unnamed courage. She chooses to believe in literature, in fate, in acts that seem meaningless. Just like Recoleta. That's kind of right. It's kind of a reconnection of Hunting's old, self. Stage 12. Oh boy. That one. Oh, come on. Yeah. And this one. Oh. There we go. Ruinas gloriosas. Too bad story as well. Shit. Next time. On that pitch black night, Recoleta sees no one. Why am I back in the desert? Where did Hunting go?
You've drunk the poisoned wine, Recoleta. A treacherous scheme of the cave dwellers.
The venom of the Ouroboros' fangs, severing the cause and effect, leading us to the Ruinas Gloriosos. In her mind, her own voice echoes. They tried to stop us, but fortunately they didn't know that we were one and the same. I left Directrices de Metaforas in your notebook. It will lead you to the final ending.
But why?
We took
Why
a potion.
did you sacrifice yourself? Haven't you longed to see the victory of our great movement?
No more questions. It was a necessary sacrifice.
You did it for us. Now go. Save our comrades and see this journey through to the very end.
I understand now. Comrade you're talking about is Hunting, isn't it? I need to find the Ruinas Gloriosos and free her. Recoleta snaps back to reality, pushing herself to her feet and strides forward with determination.
A forgotten river runs, its course to all untold. At the source of the Gnostic river, in shrouded darkness laid, within that mirror, the cave dweller hides, his ancient face displayed.
We just need to follow this river, right? Oh, it's Uluru. Gnostic River source. What a long night. Looks like I finally found the source of the Gnostic River. This is like the font of her inspiration, though, yeah? And now, there's no other path forward. Wait, could it be? Within that mirror, Recoleta gazes at the black surface of the water. She pinches her nose shut and leaps in. Recoleta feels herself sliding downward through a cave, yet there is no sense of wetness or flowing water. Wee, haha, this is actually kind of fun. Cave. She lands in a misty, damp cavern.
Tread lightly. Do not disturb those shadowed tribal dwellers.
Her language is as unyielding as stone. Her gaze is deep as caverns. The cave dwellers, are they those figures wandering around? Can they really see me? Their eyes look completely vacant. Maybe I don't need to hide at all. Grants me immortality. Grant me glory.
Stay away from me!
Recoleta takes off running, ignoring everything as she sprints forward. They're passing through countless identical caves. Recoleta finally stops to listen. No footsteps, only the sound of an inexplicable underground wind. I lost them. That wasn't so bad.
The 9th and 10th time darkness falls, Las Ruinas Gloriosas shall appear to mark the journey's end.
In ruin, glory, and radiance clear. So am I supposed to sleep down here for over a week to unlock the next puzzle? Hey, I see. This is a puzzle too. This place is still lit, so to make darkness fall, I need to extinguish all these braziers. The flames instantly go out as if they're responding directly to Recoleta's thoughts. Alright, one more. On to the next cave. If my count is right, this should be the 10th cave. There's no path ahead, only a thick gray mist. To mark the journey's end, so that mist must be it? See. I need to complete the 9th and 10th time to reach the 10th night. 9th and 10th? What does that even mean? What if I extinguish the last fire in this 10th cave? Recoleta sits cross-legged, staring at the final brazier. After a long pause, she suddenly laughs and picks up the brazier with both hands.
It must be this brazier. It marks the boundary
Brazier.
between the 9th cave and the 10th.
Wow, these metaphors and symbols really are hard to understand. I think I finally get why people struggle with my novels. With all her strength, she hurls the flames into the mist.
Go! Bring forth the light! The mist scatters. Ahead, four enormous phantoms loom. Behind them, she barely makes out a shackled figure in the darkness. Miss Hunting, are you alright?
Nothing seems to be speaking, but an unseen barrier muffles her voice. I tried to stop you, but you still came. Child, why must you seek the secret of the ageless? Executioner, your cruelty has broken my heart. Amusing. I never thought you'd make it here. Countless voices echo in the ruins, mocking her powerlessness. And four voices rise in unison, forming a harmony.
Step aside. I must rescue my comrade.
Recoleta faces the phantom symbols like a knight, her pen wielded like a sword. Clearly, this battle isn't about strength. You're not the Minotaur guarding the labyrinth. You're mere obstacles, symbols created to hinder me.
Las Ruinas Gloriosas. The answer's in the name, right?
Clever little writer. What blocks your path is nothing but imaginary chains. With a mere flick of your pen, you may sever them. It is unbelievably simple. Recoleta lunges forward with the sword. In the darkness, the sounds of chains snapping ring out. But before long, more chains, newborn and endless, emerge from the abyss.
What's going on?
Recoleta slashes over and over again through the chains, but her efforts are in vain. Exhausted, she collapses to the ground. A flickering shadow catches the corner of her eye. It's hunting off in the distance. What is she doing? What is she doing? Hunting has abandoned words. She raises both hands above her head, outlining a rectangle. Rectangle? What's that supposed to mean? Hunting makes a motion as if embracing something, tracing the shape of the rectangle repeatedly in the air. The pillar. Like the pillar from before.
It's the pillar del templo de la metáfora.
Metáfora.
The MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin. In Crook stories, it's almost always a necklace. Those quoted words strike Recoleta like lightning in a spring storm. Yes, a necklace, a chain, just like the Templo de la Metáfora. These chains are meaningless. I need to move past them and place the cord Ruinas Gloriosa set on. Those chains bind and drag Recoleta to the ground under their weight. She covers her ears, struggling as she steps into the four symbols. East, west, south, north. Recoleta swings her sword in all four directions. With each strike, she bears the weight of 1,000 chains. The twisted laughter fades, exhaustion and relief wash over her, and she collapses to the ground. Her eyelids feel unbearably heavy. Hunting's voice grows distant. Hunting not doing the same. Oh, shorty. The Pampas Plain. Cowboy gazes out the window at the prairie, the fresh green of spring filling her with an almost dreamlike sense of renewal. My head hurts a little. Maybe I slept too long.
Those adventures seem hazy now.
Alright, we've already written our adventures into a novel. Escaped the Templo de la Metáfora, wandered for ages in the symbolic forest, and in the end you saved me in the Ruinas Gloriosas. The cowboy feels as if she's in a dream, but she knows the coachman is right. Those images slowly resurface in her mind. Alright. And my novel? Is it finished? You've forgotten? You wrote an internal masterpiece and even won a significant literary award.
Where are we going?
Heading home. Back to Buenos Aires. Back to the HA Publishing House for a grand awards ceremony. And then, our story will come to an end. The cowboy chuckles softly. She waves at the tall figure before her. Oh, it's cute. I like that. As the carriage jostles forward, she throws open the door and leaps into the golden light of the sun.
Goodbye, Miss Hunting. Publishing novels, receiving awards. None of that matters to me anymore. There's a whole beautiful world before me. Shouldn't I live like a poet and go out and experience its wonders under the glorious radiance of Apollo? Shouldn't I run free, feeling the grass and earth between my toes? After all, the story is far from over.
Behind her, the coachman Hunting watches, relief and longing coloring her face. She waves at the soaring figure of freedom. You're as careless as ever, Recoleta. You forgot that in the story you're supposed to call me coachman. None of that matters now. Go, Recoleta. Like an invincible warrior, like a falcon soaring free, like a fearless gaucho knight, go forth and conquer the boundless Pampas Plain. Good luck, rebellious, nameless writer who scorns fame and disregards all else.
Blessed me, blessed me. My beating heart does drum. The fervent words of visceral realism. Within my chest they thump. Come on home, spirits of the past.
The seasons cycle once more, and our new winter arrives. Hunting sits at her desk, warming her hands with a cup of coffee as she flips through a manuscript. You need to dissect the salesman's psychology more deeply. Everything else is fine. We're lucky it might be published before spring. In the past, you'd have said no one cares about a retired salesman's story. True, but things have changed. Just like Gregor Samsa and the Metamorphosis, you just need to write as well as Kafka. Tell me.
May I ask?
What made you leave such a high-paying job to start your own publishing house? That's a secret. A secret which has a little something to do with you.
Oh.
You mean my novel moved you that much? A knock at the door interrupts the writer.
I'm sorry.
Intrude director, we received the passage, an anonymous novel addressed to you. Let me take a look. The employee unwraps the package and gently places a thin booklet on the desk. Ruinas gloriosas y directrices de metáforas by Recoleta. This book is dedicated to Maria Hunting. An editor. Oh, Maria's mentioned at the start, right? An editor, teacher, friend, and a brave and honest person. Something? Are you alright? You. She put the dedication in the preface. Looks like she still remembers my advice. Dedicated to the writers of history, those remarkable distant stars. Dedicated to the editors of history, the unsung geniuses who capture brilliance. Dedicated to you who are watching now, the wonderful players, viewers, and readers. That's us. That is us. What in the world? That was an interesting one. I kind of got it right. The idea that it's kind of a mirror between Maria and Recoleta. Of trying. It's not, it wasn't really helping Maria reclaim what she had lost, right? It was more affirming Recoleta's own thing. Assuming that's yeah, it's enough. Nice. Okay. Damn. That is something. I think this one might have gone over my head a little bit, I won't lie. It was a bit rough. I didn't get like half of the stuff that was going on, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I got the core theme of it, but man, that is something. Quite like this anecdote, not sure how many non-writers would feel the same though. In that respect, yes. I like it because it's kind of, it's a thing, right? Where you want validation, you want recognition, obviously, that's why you do things, but also you don't want to compromise your own self, right? Your own integrity for it. And it's a tough thing, right? Recognizing the limits, like at some point you have to be realistic about things, right? You can't just, like Maria says, you can't just be completely self-indulgent about it, because at the end of the day, if you want people to connect, you have to be willing to reach out as well, right? But at the same time, again, you want to stay as true to yourself as possible. I think Recoleta's very...
At the same time, the most perfect. They perfectly reflect the rawest essence of the author.
But at the same time, it's like... It's what Recoleta does. She is so not even self-absorbed, she's absorbing her own idea of what she wants to be, that she doesn't really pay heed to anybody else. That bit of the innocence when they cry when he finishes, someone who used to have a passion for writing just said, yeah, I mean, I have to agree. Like, I used to write. But I burned out on that a while ago, man. Because it wasn't realistic, right? It just wasn't realistic. Okay, what are we doing now? I mean, like, and it makes sense, right? Because Recoleta is fiction. She is a literal character from a book. Like, for her to embody the pureness of fiction makes sense, but for Maria Hunting, who is very much a denizen of the real world, who has to abide by the laws and rules of society, I mean, at some point you have to compromise. I need to grind something. What do I need?
Virgin abrió la puerta de golpe.
Sharps. It's always sharps. You gonna do limbo? Time's at 550. Yeah, actually no. I'll say limbo for next time because I'm assuming Bet's anecdote isn't gonna take too long. I'm hoping it doesn't. So by the time we do Bet's anecdote, we'll do limbo. as well, I think. And probably Lucidscape if we have time. Yeah, but then after that we don't really have to much to do besides that, aside from waiting for Aleph to come out. Aleph's story to come out. Matilda. Story also connection with Recoleta's power to create a world in her stories, and she must finish the story so that the characters are satisfied. Yeah. I mean, like, that's pretty much what was, like, directly told to us, right? Her powers to, like, is it like to manifest her stories, it seems? Let's keep here until July with classic game mode part.
Yes.
Oh, is Lucidscape not a permanent game mode? I thought it was permanent. No shit. But yeah, I know it resets on the 16th. We still have like 2 weeks, but like more like a week and a half. But yeah, we'll do that next time for bet. I don't know when we want to do bet. Let me think. Today is Thursday, right? Yeah. Probably Monday. Probably Monday. I have to go out and do stuff tomorrow, or Friday rather. And Saturday, Sunday is work. So it's 8, I'm assuming? Yeah, 8. Alright, yeah, standard length. We can definitely do it on. Okay. Nope, what do I do? One more.
When I was in Mexico City, I met a poet at the Gandhi book.
Not quite. Level up a character one time. Sure, let's do that. Let's level up Crystal.
Ah, I'm so glad you are here.
That is how. Lucidscape resets the first of month. Classic Limbo resets in the middle of the month. Then you put up doing Classic Limbo in the last stream. I know. Oh, but I thought it was extended last stream. That's the reason why I put it off, right? Because the thing was extended. I thought to the 15th, I think. Yeah. Oh, let me get my bullets. Need to make critter shit. Man, oh man. I'm tired as hell. Production, grab all these guys, auto select, auto assign. I don't want to get more critters, man. I need more things to breed. I'm sure not insignificant part of that. I thought was based on the writer's real experience that you should look into screenplay when it was way too real for me. Yeah. Like, you're so adamant about one thing, and they're like, hey, maybe this isn't your thing. Maybe your talents lie elsewhere. It's like, well, but I want to do this, man. What the hell? I don't know. I have to agree with Maria, though. Like, you have to be realistic at a certain point, right? Like, you can't just keep dreaming forever and ever and ever. At some point, reality's gonna kick you in the ass. You know that, and it's better to be prepared for that as opposed to continuously seeking something that you probably may never get.
I'm writing a report on the critter brawl at Dodger Stadium. The first thing we learned.
Where's this guy? Oh, wasn't even one of them.
When we met in cafes, moved from group to group, wandered from
Oh, they added new ending to the book like it's the last, and it's always brother. I played it, and I got there, and I got one shot. Like, what the hell, man? What am I supposed to do about that? I'm probably just gonna do it on like difficulty 1 or something just to get the ending and be done with it. Because I think I'm almost done with the track. Yeah, just like one more run. So I can just like cheese it on difficulty 1. Yeah. And this is the last one, right? Like, this Series of Dust is over at that point, right? Didn't know the ending was bad. All I heard about was Beltane and some of us. I mean, yes, but it wasn't. It was bad in the sense that, well, for me, it was bad in the sense that I lost very hard to it. I haven't actually seen the ending of it because I lost to it. I don't know what happens. I'll probably run through it again at some point. Okay, I think we're gonna call it for the night. Is anyone else online? Night, I say. I can already see the sun coming out. Jesus, wow, dead hours. No one is actually streaming right now. That's crazy. Someone... Usually there's at least like one person doing something. That's crazy. Okay, in that case, I am just going to end the stream.
Oh, it's not.
We'll probably do Bet's story on Monday. You can stop. We'll do Bet's thing on Monday. When is when does Aleph drop? Is it the same time as Bet, right? Oh yeah, we got time. Okay. Yeah, we'll do Bet stream next time, and then basically no stream until Aleph comes out. Okay. But for now, thank you for coming in, guys. That was a hell of a story. I need to digest that a little bit. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.